We're now shifting our focus to the other big debate, which is a tell-out report by the United Nations by atrocities of China. As I said, in a tell-all report, the United Nations has accused China of committing crimes against humanity and possibly genocide against the Uyghur population and other mostly Muslim ethnic groups in northwestern region of Xinjiang. The Uyghurs speak their own language, which is similar to Turkish, and see themselves as culturally and ethnically close to Central Asian nations. They make up less than half of Xinjiang's population. The outgoing United Nations Human Rights Commissioner, Michel, said in what was seen as a long-awaited report, dramatically releasing before her last day in office that ended on the 31st of August. This is what it said. China has committed serious human rights violations, which may constitute crimes against humanity on Muslim minorities. These violations include rape. Forced sterilizations and disappearances were committed by China in the context of the government's application of counter-terrorism and counter-extreme strategies. Human rights groups believe that China has detained more than 1 million Uyghurs against their own will over the past few years in a large network of what the state calls re-education camps and sentenced hundreds of thousands to prison terms. The report was released despite Beijing's demands to keep a lid on it. Rebutting the claims, Chinese government has said that authorities in this region operate on the principle that everyone is equal before the law, and the accusation that its policy is based on discrimination is groundless. China, as I pointed out, had urged the United Nations not to release the report, with Beijing calling it a farce arranged by the Western powers. But nonetheless, in a very dramatic fashion, that report is now with all of us. Let me just bring you some crucial points as far as this report is concerned. What does it talk about? It speaks about the abuse against Uyghurs in Xinjiang, the torture amounting to crimes against humanity. It also speaks about vague laws to clamp down on rights of minorities, establishes system of arbitrary detentions, prisoners subjected to patterns of ill treatment. It also goes on to say there are incidents of sexual and gender-based violence, which means it's a human right violation. But as I pointed out, because Beijing wanted this report to be kept undercover, and they've of course called it a farce, let's also now expose to you the hypocrisy as far as China is concerned. Let's first talk to you about as far as China's K-tune is concerned. China shares spark sentiments on J&K. This is what we heard from Wang Yi, the foreign minister. Again from the foreign minister, heard calls of Islamic friends on J&K. It did not end there though. As its own atrocities glare as far as human rights violation is concerned, brutal ethnic cleansing of Uyghurs in Xinjiang. This is a report that China never wanted the world to see. As far as Tibet is concerned, crackdowns and harassment in Tibet, that still continues. As far as Hong Kong is concerned, massive human rights violation there. So is China really in a position to lecture the world? That's exactly what we want to discuss over the next 20 minutes, which is China really in a position to be lecturing? Is the two-face of China as far as human rights is concerned, does it stand exposed? You can use our hashtag and get involved in our debate. Let me also now bring in our guest, former diplomat G. Parthasathi is joining us. We also have international and independent China strategist based in Hong Kong, Andrew Ling. Good to have both of you on the broadcast with us. G. Parthasathi